All right, good morning. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for coming down on such short notice, but sometimes the things that happen require that we have a response and make sure everybody understands what actually happened yesterday with police radio. I'm going to actually go through a short timeline of what went on so that you'll have an understanding what our response was, and then after that you'll be able to hear from the commissioner and other people that are present in order to give you a good overview of what our response was and what we did and when we did it. First, I wanted to start off by saying what is painfully obvious is that the system that we had and what happened is totally unacceptable, both to the mayor and to the city, because we have officers that depend on the radio system 24/7, and it can't go down in order to be able to ensure their safety. So this is something that we now understand is a constant problem that we're going to end up dealing with. I think that the response that we had and that we've dealt with is something that we are going to continue to monitor, and we're going to go forward from there. Yesterday, what happened was actually it appears to be a continuation on something that may have occurred on Monday, July 21st, where it appears that our Domino Lane site may have been hit by lightning. Motorola, who is the subcontractor or the contractor for this system, was notified. They went out to Domino Lane and they were able to begin the process of fixing the issue. We're still getting additional information about that, and as we rolled into yesterday, it appears that this is the events that went on from there. At approximately 10:10 yesterday, on the 22nd of July, Motorola, while performing maintenance on the controller, they employ the backup system that is on this particular matter. As a text message, which is normal, goes out, and it tells everyone that backup is being tested, and the entire system is then being operated by the backup system. They take out the controllers, they test the controller, and then they put it back into service. And at approximately 10:10 to 10:30, I would imagine everything is back up and running. That's yesterday morning. Last night at approximately 9:36, Police Commissioner Ramsey actually drove up on a matter that was happening out on the streets and called for an assist. And it appears that at approximately 9:37, when that assist went out, the actual controllers went down. The primary system went down, and immediately 911 went, following the protocols, went through and began and employed the backup system. That backup system then began to fail, which then called, and following the police protocols, going to the next backup system, which is called a Comtegra unit, Comtegra. That system is a system that allows the police to still maintain contact with one another. Those consoles indicated that they had no air. Now, at the time that this was going on, I want to make sure the public is aware, the 911 system did not fail. There are still calls being able to be processed by our 911 system, and the officers are still able to have contact with the police. It is the inner control that's allowing this entire matter to go down. That's what seemed to be the problem. However, one thing that did not go down were three distinct bands. They maintained contact the entire time. So the entire system did not fail. The majority of the system failed, but three bands remained. And police were able to maintain contact at all times on those three bands. Following protocol, the police were able to then, Commissioner Ramsey ordered that to bring in officers to have them double up as a precaution. Those orders were followed, and the protocol remained. So we do have a system that is in place so that when you lose the first, the second, and the third, we were at the third backup system when we actually brought in people 3 bands remained up at all times, and from there we were able to continue having our officers in contact both with police headquarters and the 911 system. As we went further on, we employed the use of the MDT, or the mobile data terminals that are in each car. That allowed us to have additional contact with the officers. But obviously we were at level 4 of our backup system. It is not something that we find acceptable in the city, and we are going to make sure that this does not happen again. Motorola has been on site at the various places, and they're investigating why we had to get down to our 4th backup system in order to maintain our contact with police. However, the 4th backup system did allow us to get through this incident. So I want to make sure you understand that we were not always completely off the air. We actually were able to stay in contact on the 3 bands and also using the MDTs. That persisted through the night. After at 10:30, normal radio broadcast was then actually been able to come back, and everything went back to normal. However, the police commissioner's orders that all of the officers stay 2 to a car is still in effect and will remain in effect until we have dealt with this issue and Motorola can assure us that we have now tested the controllers that caused the problem and also has been able to respond. So that's the way, that's the chronology as we go forward.